Okay, good morning everyone. Good morning to you. I'm quite sure that all of us slept less than people in the audience, and definitely less than people at the audience that we have behind the stream. So, welcome everyone. My name is Teshki. I will be host of this panel today, and with me I have 5 wonderful people, organizers of festivals, people that want culture and joy and event even always come to the people. So for me, it's the best if each of you represent himself. So we have Anne Rouge from Fusion Festival, Germany. Can you maybe start?
Hello, I'm Anne, Anne Runge. I'm working mostly for the Fusion Festival. My most part is the program, but I'm also in the organizing crew, and I do this since 15 years, but the festival is already older. We have the 25th birthday next year, and yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And since it's ladies first, we will go to Poland. So Ula Novak from Off Festival, a few words from you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, hello everyone. My name is Ula, and mostly I work for the festivals. Off Festival is one of them. I'm producing this festival, but also I'm helping with booking for one of the stages, experimental stage, and I also book for Jewish Culture Festival in Kraków, and I'm journalist, so working at radio and writing about music.
Okay, and from Poland, let's go to Slovakia. So we have a reggae festival, Uprising.
Yeah, hi, my name is Svetja Moravčík. I'm one of 2 founders and owners of Uprising Festival in Slovakia, Bratislava. Next year, we're already organizing the 17th edition of something which, just happened to be one of the major musical happenings in the country and one of the major reggae-inspired happenings in the world.
Okay. Then we have from Ukraine, Vlad Yaremchuk. It's Yaremchuk, Atlas Festival.
Yep. So, hi everyone. Atlas Festival is the biggest music festival that we used to have in Ukraine. I am the programming director of it. I started out as the booking manager, so I was responsible for booking the international acts initially, and then it came into a job of just overseeing the whole lineup as well, so putting it together, shaping it. Last time we did it was 2021, which was very lucky of us because that was, the second COVID year. The many festivals still couldn't take place, but we were very lucky to be in a position where we could hold it because, as you can imagine, we didn't do it in 2021, 2022. We didn't do it this year. Not sure if we are doing it next year, but the fact that we did it in 2021 is probably the reason why we still exist as a company, still exist as a team. But yeah.
Cool. And from Croatia, from Gulash Disco Festival, which I like the name.
Hello, everybody. I'm Yves, originally from Belgium, but I moved to Croatia more than 10 years ago, and I started this festival, Gulash Disco, on this island in 2013, and it has particularity to be entirely crowd-funded. So when we started, it was like no sponsors, no fundings, no subsidies, just crowdfunding. And it's pretty small because we're limited by the size of the island, so it's like 1,000 beds. And so yeah, it's like small festival, crowdfunded, and very, very diverse. So I think that's the main things about the festival.
Okay, keep the microphone. So yeah, for everybody that just joined, so we are on Adventure Time. We will be talking about smaller boutique festivals, which none of you really, at least you are, but the rest is not so boutique. It depends from which perspective are you looking. I'm Teshki. I represent Overjam Festival, which is also reggae festival, same as yours. But more than we called ourselves 2 years ago More Than Reggae Festivals, because we wanted to spread the festivals out of just reggae, but not just musically, but also all the rest of the things that are happening at a festival, but later about it. I would like to start with Croatia, with 1,000 people with crowdfunding, which is something that I probably never heard before knowing you. How did it happen? How can you collect so many people that would give you the money when on the other side we hardly find one sponsor who would give us?
So basically it started, I mean, I have like digital marketing background. I used to work for Google before, and we started in Dublin to make parties, Goulash Disco parties in clubs. So we had like some kind of community which came from the IT world, mostly like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and all these kind of companies. So when I quit, I wanted to do something. I didn't want to get a job or something, because for me it was more interesting to start something. And I just decided to try, for me it came as a good idea to try to crowdfund. I didn't want to lose money either, so I wanted to raise money, and with the money I would raise to do something. So, if the first year I raised 6,500 euros, which is really nothing. So we just booked DJs. We told them, okay, we just have transport. You do your camping, so no accommodation. And we organized super low budget festival, but people loved it. And from this it kind of grew. So we had 500 people the first year. And then the second year it went to 1,500, which was too much. So we had to reduce it. But I think people really like this concept to crowdfund it, because they are part of it. Then you have so many messages of people who want to contribute in some way or some other. So people are not only consumers, they're really they actively part of the festival, which really gave a special energy to the festival as well, because so many guests come and they're yeah, I supported the festival, but I come and I want to do face painting, or I want to do workshop about this or that, or I want to be a cook. So the community really grew from that concept of crowdfunding, and now it's I really want to keep doing it, even if I didn't have to, because it changes the vibe of the whole festival.
And then the people that come to the festival, they still pay tickets, same as all the others?
So basically the crowdfunding campaign is, let's say, some kind of early bird campaign. So the tickets are cheaper. There is no lineup, so people don't know what they're gonna pay for. So they kind of have to trust you in some ways. And also it has a gradual pricing. So the earlier you support the festival, the earlier you get in some ways. So, it became really advanced early bird campaign.
So you mentioned no lineup at early bird, but then we have a festival where we have no lineup, and we have 40,000 people, if I'm right. Can we hear about that a bit?
Yes, so we sell 70,000 tickets, and this year we want to go a little bit less, for 65,000, because you can see that the structures is quite, it was a bit too full maybe for many people, normally we never announce the lineup, which is also easy for us since we are not working with any social media, or we have our website, and on the website you can see the lineup a few weeks before, and the people are the tickets gonna be sold in this kind of lottery, which is taking place in January. So the people normally don't know who's coming, but we are now not that strict anymore, because we recognize that even for small bands it's not so nice if they cannot announce their gig at Fusion. For them it's also good to see that in their list of we played in this festival, and normally we said, so please don't announce these, but actually we say you can do that. We are not doing it, but the smaller acts can do it. It's just nice if the bigger bands from the bigger stages just don't do it because they don't have to, and yeah.
Okay, and what's the genre of the festival?
Yeah, we are, it's actually all genres, but you can say it's like for 60% of the acts are electronic acts. So there's a big rave community, and the other one are bands, but we also have panels, theater, dance, and stuff like this. But the most part is music part, and one very big part is electronic music in all kinds of genres also.
So electronic market is a huge market, and I believe Atlas Music is based on this as well. Is it right?
It's not really. It's super spread with the genres. The festival just started in 2015, and it just so everything was like a perfect storm kind of situation where it grew very quickly. It grew way quicker than the team could honestly adapt to it. Like, we were always playing catch up with the festival until 2019 because it just kept growing and growing and growing, and it was the first festival of such scope, so we were learning on the go. We couldn't quite, look at how it has been done in the country before, and it has quite a lot of things that are special to the country, to the market, so you can't just say look to Europe and say, oh, we'll just do it like they do it, because it's a fairly young festival market in Ukraine, and so for many people the concept of this big festival with big international headliners was quite unknown before. So we needed to show them what it is like, because it's quite a high asking price. It's very cheap compared to Europe, but for Ukraine that would be the biggest ticket you can pay for. Maybe something in sports would be more expensive, but the festival would be from $60 to $150, which for many people that was a lot of money. That's why we started doing a free day. The first day of the festival is free, so you can just come, and it's fully dedicated to Ukrainian music. But it serves as kind of a taster of what this festival experience is, so that people who don't really know what it's like, they can come, they can see, and then we tell them, see, this is what it's like. You can pay, you can enjoy it for 5-6 more days, but also with big international names. And so the big number of visitors which we have, which was 600,000 in 2021, it came from, we did 2 free days, completely identical, because, well, it was COVID. So we needed to spread the crowd into somehow, so we just did 2 days that had completely the same lineup. But genre-wise, it's really anything. I wouldn't say we have much world or jazz music, but it's hip-hop, electronic, pop music, rap, rock and metal, really trying. We are sort of, in one way good, in one way bad, we are trying to target all audiences, and that's very difficult because you need to make every audience happy, but then it also gives you a very big ceiling to grow. So we have that many visitors, but most of them are still Ukrainians, just because it's in Kyiv, and Kyiv is 4 million something people, well, used to be at least, and that gives you an opportunity to grow.
And how many people do you have at the festival per day?
So the free day would be the biggest one. In 2019 it was 150 something thousand. In 2021 it was 100,000, but on the paid days it would be less. But so 2021 was 7 days. It was 600,000 people spread in between those 7 days. So yeah, it's fairly big, and we were very much looking forward to moving to a new site. Right now it happens in used to happen at the National Expo Center, which is a very big area. We didn't even use all of it, so we could even still have room to grow, but we wanted to move to a new spot, and the city was trying to establish that place, thinking of us, but also to establish a new area for all the other festivals to happen and other kinds of cultural and sports events. And so, yeah.
Cool. Uprising Festival. How many years and why still reggae? Since I'm hearing in Slovenia that reggae is dying.
It's going to be 17 years next year. Started in 2008, and actually, to correct you, we used to be called, the name was Uprising Reggae Festival until 2017. Then we get rid of reggae in the name. We are just Uprising Festival now, and maybe because of what you mentioned. But since the beginning, it was not only reggae; it was more than reggae. And we used to, or the genres that are included in the festival are always somehow influenced by reggae. But no, that's a long discussion. But you know, reggae influenced a lot of genres, a lot of like electronic music. Jungle and drum and bass are all based from dub and from on the Jamaican culture, and that's all the genres that we have at the festival, and that we, I guess, need to have because of the audience in the country and audience in Europe. So yeah, like for example, like we are. Just to compare it, like last year the headliners were like Dizzy Rascal and Paro Stellar, so which is far from reggae, but there's always reggae included, but you have to be somehow over it. Hi.
We just got a new member of the panel, which I would like to introduce if I would know who he is. Now,
please wait. Please update the names.
Yes.
First.
Yeah. So yeah, I heard you came yesterday, and they show you the rakia for the first time in your life, and you're from Asia, and so we are lucky you're here.
Not yesterday. 3 days ago, Serbia, Novi Sad. Rakia is my new love.
So yeah, you are not on the list of the speakers. Sorry about that, but can you introduce yourself and who you are, where are you coming from, what is your festival?
What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Teshki. I'm from
You're
Slovenia.
very nice, thank you. My name is George. It's English fake name. My real name is Natsakdorj Cerundorj. I'm from Mongolia. It's a Tibetan name. And I'm so happy to be here because I love Login. What is Login? And we met in January in Netherlands at the Eurosonic. I'm the only Asian there, and I'm also only Asian here. I'm also only Asian at the Novi Sad, the second edition of Con Conference. I love the energy of the Balkans. I love it. Maybe I'm back. Okay. I have a festival in Mongolia. It's called Playtime Festival. I started in 2002, which means it's like 20-something years. So I love music. I really love music, and I started it when I didn't do anything. That's it.
Cool. Off festival, we didn't hear more about you. How many people? It's probably the only festival of all 5 of them I don't know really much about, so I would like you to.
Well, Off Festival exists for 16 years now. It's kind of a very personal project because the founder and artistic director is quite famous Polish musician, Artur Rojek, and it's personal because all of the decisions, all of the lineups we know so far, so from the previous editions, were like created by him, of course, and of course with some help of people who create kind of a program board, like me, for example. But this is very important to underline it, that this was created like by the musician for the people who wanted to discover something, and this is the idea behind that most of the acts we present are the new acts for Polish audience. Some of them, of course, are we have the headliners, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be growing up fast, and we wouldn't sell the tickets. But there are a lot of the acts that are new for Polish audience, and I can't say that it's like one genre or something. It's we call it, or people are calling it, the biggest alternative music festival in Poland, which is true. But it's alternative. It's like kind of a problematic word for me in this case, because, for example, it doesn't express really what's happening there. Especially that, like, since 2-3 years, it's started to develop into a bit different direction, because somehow the festival, when it doesn't change, it doesn't observe what's happening around, this kind of festival would be dead at some point, because okay, you can have the audience you grew up with, but it has to have like newcomers, new people who will be interested, and we have a lot of slots. This is what I saw for the first time in real this year, that people are coming with parents. This means that these people are like 14, 15 years old, because we book also some, for example, rappers. And this is not my specific genre. I would say that I love it, but it's a pleasure to see that there is a new generation who is coming. Okay, because of Pusha T, like this year, for example. But they are also going and seeing Sondron Pepera from Mexico, crazy guys playing cumbia, like, yeah, you know. So this is the idea to make it diverse, and I must say I really enjoy sorry, this diversity, because this is the essence of this kind of the festivals. I'm from the background like of traditional music. I also co-created Panonika Festival in Poland, which is also crazy thing. We wanted to present the music from the Balkans and from Central Europe as well. And it was like 10 years ago, and this was a good idea. It was another very specific festival that we were focused on something, and in which direction it went, this is something else. But this was the very, very specific regional even limits of from where artists were coming from, and so on. But in kind of in case of festival, it's a bit different thinking about how to develop the event so it would grow. We had last year, we had 30,000 people in the audience, and this is average capacity for last year's. But now this year it was global thing, that at least regional thing. I talked to people from Ostrava, for example, and we came to the point that this year was a bit weaker in terms of selling the tickets, but it was still in thousands, like more than 10,000 people coming. And yes, that's the thing with Off Festival.
Cool. I would like to talk a little bit about the locations. What they give you? What are the limitations? I'm working for Our Jam Festival, which is small reggae festival. Now, when we all talked, one of the words in the description was boutique. I wouldn't say that most of you are boutique festivals, looking from my perspective, because like in Slovenia we have 3,000, maybe 4,000 people per day at the festival, and we are already a big festival for our country, which is 2 million people, the whole country. We have we have international audience. It's 95% of people coming from abroad, only 5% Slovenians, because we are too expensive, the same as you said before. But yeah, location, how important is it for you? Because for us, we are in a small town called Tolmin, where two beautiful rivers, Socha and Tolminka, come together. So we have a beautiful nature, and I would say 80% of the audience come because of the location, and then listen to the music. Yeah, I would like to see how is it with you. Maybe let's start again with Croatia, because you are on the island. What's this?
I would say it's fairly similar to your case, because actually we were saying before that people they come without knowing the lineup, but many of them actually don't care, because they come on a holiday primarily. So they come for a week on the seaside, and the whole idea of the festival, in my mind, it was like, I love the beach where the festival is happening, and I was thinking a festival here would be so nice. So It's not that I wanted to organize a festival and look for a location. It's that I was in the location thinking a festival here would be so nice. So that's the dynamic how it happened. And yeah, it's a fairly specific because it's on an island, so everything must come with a ferry, which comes twice a day. If it's like windy or something, it's no ferry, you know, like it's quite something. We don't have much infrastructure. We don't have like, you know, for the toilet situation has been always like nightmare, because if you want like portable toilets, they have to come from the mainland. Then you have to hire the people, you have to give them accommodation for a week, so they have to leave their family, you know, so it's a huge thing. So now with the years we are investing in infrastructure, so now we bought our own toilets and made some agreements with the city that they would clean it. We bought stretch tents, we bought like everything, so now on the island as well we are like the guys with the best infrastructure for all kind of pop-up events. So the island is asking us as well to rent them toilets or sound or lights. So I mean, it has definitely a bigger impact than just a festival, because we are like capable to develop the islands in terms of events like all year long.
You, because you have the microphone.
Okay. So on the island, basically, and really on the island, being on the island is good for the festival, but I think that all of the locations should be kind of an island. And the same for our festival, and we are in Dolina Trzech Stawów. It's a green space, really huge. So we are able to have 4 stages and to welcome so many people. And I think that the main is to let people feel that they came to some other, you know, to leave behind everything what they are having in everyday life. And the case of our festival Katowice is not that specific. It's just a beautiful corner of the city which is like industrial city and not that old city. So not to go into like typical scheme of doing it in the park or something. We are lucky to have this green corner, the greenest corner of Katowice. But for example, I will say also from the perspective of Panonika Festival, because this is also my experience for last 10 years, that this was one of the reasons why people were coming, because we organized it in Barcice. It's like 14 kilometers from the border with Slovakia, by the way, in the mountains, and the festival was about to present the music from Central Europe and from region of Pannonia. So we called everything what is between Danube and Sava, these 2 rivers, and we wanted to create kind of a gate to the Carpathian Mountains. And it's like completely another planet. So definitely, even sometimes people liked it too much to listen to the music for 3 days, of course. Especially the closeness of the river and the fact that if you are hangover, you can spend the beautiful day in the cold mountains river was also the reason. But I'm saying it really seriously, that the fact where you are presenting the music for the festival nowadays, it's a part of the thing what we call, there is a notion in science like experience economy, and this is the thing that you need to experience it like with whole energy you have. You are coming there to celebrate. This is what we want to do, I guess, all of us. And all of the crazy elements are very welcome. So I think the space is one of the main layers for the festivals.
Uprising?
Yeah, so our venue is also like a special, especially to comparing to other festivals in the region, because we are at the holiday resort of the main city of the capital city, and the main difference is that we have trees, we have lake, and we have stuff that are not so common for the festivals in the region or in Slovakia or Czech Republic. And that's one of the reasons also people love it and love to go there even like few days before the festival happens, and people are already there and the venue is packed because they are having their holidays there, and they enjoy what the venue offers. Special thing is that it's still in the capital. You can get to the festival by tram, or you can get there by bus or by bike, and still be at the natural venue. It's not so nice as Stolmin and as the venue where Overjam is happening, but still it's something. It adds something special to the festival that people love about it, and would be very difficult for us to change and go somewhere just on a let's say airport or somewhere where there's no trees and things that add to the festival spirit. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Maybe let's see, how is it with you? Because probably it's hard to bring 65,000 people or 70,000 to small natural resort. Or
Yeah, no, as you mentioned, airport where we are. So actually it sounds very nice, your festival places. I really have to check out. Yeah, we are on the old Russian military air base. So it is an airport, but we are lucky because this is, we bought that area, so we can stay there. So things we are building up can stay there after the festival, and also we can, yeah, we have many trees in the, not in the camping area, but in the center area. So there are still hangars, and there's also like the landing platform from the airplanes, but still there's a green festival center, I would say. And next to it, there's also a still running airport, a little airport which we always rent for the camping sites for the guests. And yeah, this the festival site is very important for us. So I mean, like also how we are involved in the region and how the region supports us with that festival is like one of the main base things to get this thing running. Like the villages which are around, so we are in the contact with that villages and trying to support also their infrastructure. And yes, so it is an open air festival. Also even if we have like 6 hangars, which are also stages, the most of the stages are, so that's 34 stages, so all the other stages are open air. But yeah, without that festival site, it wouldn't be that what it is. So
you said 34 stages.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
3, 4. But this is like all the small stages included, no? Like there are one for 1,000 people and also small stages for 100 people. But yeah, all together.
Cool. Okay, Crane.
In our case, it happens very much inside the city, so it's the National Expo Center, and that is a blessing and a curse at the same time. So it brings a couple of good things, a couple of bad things. The good thing is, especially for our international audience, you can't really separate Kyiv from the festival. Like if you're coming to the festival, you get to enjoy the capital. It comes in a neat little package. So even whenever we were doing our international marketing, we always include the city there. We show you that you will arrive in the city, you will see this, this, and this, then you will go to the festival, and sort of you will be there, and you'll get to enjoy quite an incredible city as well at the same time as enjoying the festival, which I find really amazing because Kyiv has a lot to offer, and for many people that would be the first time they are coming. On the bad side of things, we have to clash with the neighbors that live not too far off, so it's always the discussions about how loud and until what time we can go on. And say in 2019 and 2021 we had to stop the main stage sooner and sooner, which went to midnight. Then we used to have big electronic stages, and we started to dial them a little bit back down, and in 2021 we just after midnight, we just spread into a bunch of little bars, little sort of venues, and it's all becoming a bunch of small parties that are not extremely loud, so that neighbors can't go at us. And it was always good to have the city on our side, trying to protect us, because the festival does a lot of good for the city. But then on the other side, yeah, there are people who always hated us, even though we always told, you can just rent out your place for a week for a very big amount of money, because a lot of people are coming to Kiev from other parts of Ukraine and from the outside, and just go have a nice vacation. But they would, and then there was always be these funny situations where these people would post how they're enjoying someone's sound check from their balcony with an amazing view, and then come shit on us in the comments. And then we will find out that it's the same people doing it, and we were like, but you were really enjoying this in the morning, what happened? And then from the other upsides, you know, it's the city's infrastructure, so electricity, logistics, building everything is easy because you get to enjoy the benefits of being in the city. We have a very small camping area because there are obviously people who love that full immersion in the festival, but it's mostly people just renting out places in the city itself. And some people prefer that. It's a very comfortable way of doing the festival. You go to a place, you sleep in a nice bed, you go get yourself a shower, and then you come back and enjoy it. And for people who live in Kiev, they can just go every day after work. It's not necessary to take a vacation to go to the festival. So for the weekdays, they would just come to the festival and then spend the entire weekend there. So that makes it very accessible and sort of easy to put on, so it was easier for us to scale things because, well, it's in the city. We can have all the people, all the equipment there. We can just work on making it better, making the sound better, building better infrastructure. So yeah, it's a part of fighting with the neighbors and having all this when should we end, what the sound should be like to not disturb anyone. Other than that, I think for what we try to do, it offers a lot of benefits because we market the city in a way. The city markets us as well. It's like you're selling a nice little package of people. Come to Kiev, enjoy Kiev, come to the festival, enjoy the festival. It comes together and it's fairly affordable.
Super. George, how is it regarding the festival in Mongolia? Where do you do it?
The only Asian here. The only Asian.
So where exactly do you do it? How do you live with your neighbors and all that?
Actually, Playtime Festival, 3 phases of the development. The first, this was indoor festival, 5 bands, 300 people, 2002. We did the indoors till 2009 when we did the biggest indoor venue in Ulaanbaatar. Too many people, we had to go outdoors. So 2009, we had to go outdoors. So we did outdoors, and there was a place 20 kilometers from the city. It's called Hotel Mongolia Resort. So we did there till this year. And this year it was too many people. It's 20 kilometers, but people took 7 hours to get there. So it was too much. So next year, the 3.0 starts. We get new land. It's 10 times bigger than the current one. It's just the land now. So we will build fences, we will dig out the water, etc. So 3.0 starts next year.
Great, good plan. Okay, we were talking about the neighbors a little bit, and because we find out there was a big changing in Tolmin, in Slovenia, after COVID, regarding people looking at our festival and other festivals as well. At the same venue where we have festival, there's 4 other festivals. It used to be Metal Days. They changed the location and move away. There's Punk Rock Festival, there is Boutique, which is electronic festival, and there is smaller all art festival called Sayeta. They're also here at Pinedem today. So yeah, I would like to see how you are. Are you struggling with your neighbors? Did they change during the years you are working? Because when we started, everybody was like, "Oh, welcome, welcome. We love reggae. Yeah, everybody come here. We will help you." Well, after 10 years, it means pay us if you want to stay. Pay us more if you want to stay. Pay us all you have if you want to stay. Pay us more than you have, and go. Let me see. What do you think about that? Maybe with you.
So for us, it's definitely a problem because we are at the outskirts of the city. So the city definitely knows about the festival, and yeah, it's our regular problem that people are complaining about the noise, especially because we are running until 5 a.m. and yeah, that's just something we have to work with, and it's happening. People will complain. So luckily we have great support and great cooperation with the city. So the city stands behind us, and all the majors and all the people that are important in the city and the region are, and the police are behind us. So that's something, you know, we can rely on, and yeah, we regularly get complaints, and people are just like that, and that's something we count on, and we just collect all the nice messages we get every year, and maybe we'll release a book someday.
Do you also like use facilities outside of the festivals, like, I don't know, apartments, hotels, things like this? Do city recognize that they earn money from the festival? And
well, definitely it brings tourists to the city. We have something like 30% of international audience. The rest is Slovaks and Czechs, so it definitely brings tourists to the city, and that's why it's also interesting and important to the city to have such festival, and that's why it also stands behind it.
So with OFF Festival there is no that big problem because it's co-organized by the city of Katowice, so it's a kind of a stable situation. If someone wants to struggle with the president of the city also. But a bit more interesting case, and I guess I will relate to this also again to Pannonica, because this is the other festival that was the main in my last decade at least. So there in the mountains, when we came, the situation was that we were kind of new, you know, this is very small village in Poland, in the mountains, and I would say, if you can imagine the discrimination spot on the map of Poland, this was the huge problem. And for example, we were coming with the Roma bands, Roma people, and there is a huge discrimination for Roma people. But it has changed, and I'm super proud of it, that now when we have the, for example, Balkan brass bands coming, they are like, you know, the local people already, because sometimes they are coming for the second time for the festival, and everyone is cheering them, and this is like huge work that has been done by mostly Culture Center in Stary Sącz and Wojtek, the guy who is behind, and the director of Pannonica. But also we could observe that at the beginning, for example, the local community was like super reserved, and they didn't trust us. Also, this changed during the year when they realized that there is a money to get also, and they liked the music, they liked the festival, and somehow they became the hosts as well. But of course, when pandemic came and all of the things became a bit more difficult, and we start to struggle with, as a society, with money, with inflation, and all of this, we were pushed to change the place from. We changed like for 5 kilometers. It's not far away from the river again, and super nice circumstances still. But yeah, of course, the people were like, "Come on, but we must pay more to our like partners, and you must pay more to us to stay in this place." And we couldn't handle the new fee that they offered for renting the space. It became like almost twice more. So the thing is that we had to change, and I guess this is the biggest problem for the independent festival, that they don't have that much support from the local government, whatever they are trying on their own. We also had a big crowdfunding thing during pandemic to keep Panonika going on. So yes, there is a problem for these kind of festivals a lot in Poland.
So I'm talking about the neighborhood. On the island, I think it's super important to like have good integration with the local community, because it's very, very small. And if they don't like something, they just kick it out. I mean, that's how they work. If they don't even like a tourist, they put it on the ferry and it's gone. So it took some time, because also with the Croatian mentality of Dalmatia, like change is hard to get accepted. So it took a bit of time. But I think the local community sees the benefits of it, and we worked a lot to integrate it. So it's like free or cheaper tickets for the locals. There is like 1 or 2 bands on the islands to make them play there, to have free stuff for the kids, and all that kind of things. Plus the fact that we have all accommodation booked in the village, all the restaurants are running full time. We are extending the season by like 1 or 2 weeks. So it has many benefits that the authorities see, and the locals. I mean, for the locals, it's also like the one of the only cultural events. So for them, it's like exposure to new cultures, live music. You know, like, I mean, it really brings something to the islands, and I think it's being recognized. But for sure, it's important to keep the relation like evolving, and I mean, trying to have like a social impact where you are, I think is really important for a festival. So, but then you have also like people who maybe abuse this position. Like in our case, we have the camping situation where the owner knows that if we don't have this piece of land, the festival will have to decrease by 500 people. So the rental of this piece of land is huge, and we cannot do anything against it. So you have people who try to abuse a bit.
For us, it's the same thing. Like the neighborhood is important, and the festival has a huge impact on the whole area. Like apartments are rented out, and the supermarkets are completely full, and all this kind of stuff, which has a really, really huge impact. On the same hand, we also getting these phone calls from the neighborhood. So we always try to, for example, the festival starts at Wednesday and ends at Monday. So the big rave stages we start on Thursday afternoon, so that the Wednesday is still a little bit easy for the whole village, because it's 1 week noise for them. So we try to avoid, like say 4 days really noise, and we have a party break for 2 hours each day. That's not much, but it's from 12 to 2 p.m. Yeah, this is, but this is not just for the villages, it's also for our audience to say like, hey, go to the camp, make a little break. But yes, we try to, it's like, for the village, for example, we also tried to, so we were in this fireworks, so what is the name in English? I don't, Feuerwehr? So they're the firemen. So
Fire brigade.
yeah, we are in exchange with the fire brigade. We are part of them. We were financing the kindergarten there, and we are now building a youth farm for youth which can like go and have their free time there. And also we built a little lake, a small one, but it was 10 years ago. But now also the children from the village come there the whole year and take a swim in the summer. So I mean, like, it is for sure something important for the area. So the area is important for us, but we are important for the area. So we try to keep an exchange with this.
Cool. And with you?
For us, yeah, obviously we would generate, it's like, but by the time, like the last 2 months before the festivals, that might be more than 10,000 people working on it. So it generates a lot of work. We welcome NGOs at the festival. Most of the food that's being served is not some kind of catering companies, but these are actually the spots that you can find in the city, but they come to the festival for a couple of days. So it's a good way, like a lot of people find their new favorite food spots by actually trying it at the festival, and then they become fans and they keep going to these places inside the city after the festival. So we always try to highlight what's amazing in the city, what's amazing in the community. So welcoming the NGOs, welcoming the restaurants, and with time it was always us trying to establish that, you know, this is where you see all of your friends. We always try to get people from caring about the lineup the most, establishing trust into what we book as well, because for many people, again, it's a fresh festival market, and we are a fairly young festival compared to like all of the festivals here as well. So it's kind of an uphill battle to establish this trust that even if you don't know the act that we've announced, we stand by the quality of it. So if you come and you check it out, you will probably enjoy it. So trust us. Don't wait until the tickets are the most expensive. Try just to try and treat the festival as an experience that's happening. You can buy a one-day ticket or you can go for the whole thing, but to let people know all your friends will be here. There is so much to do. We try to keep it, it's a music festival, but we try to keep it as diverse of an experience as possible. Somewhere where you can go with your family. We have stuff to do for kids. We have this, we have that. You can enjoy food. There are places where you can just relax. Try to create enough diversity and infrastructure in terms of activities that people can just come, spend the whole day there, and listen to good music, but also eat good food, relax, and try to create that experience where, you know, they would come to the festival because of all their friends being there and because of the experience it offers. Not because this year it's Ed Sheeran or someone, but just because it's going to be a good lineup, everyone's going to be there, and we will try to come up with as many ways to just entertain people and let them enjoy what's happening. With the city, it's a lot of working together. In extreme cases, having the police convoy take the headliner for whom we had to book a private jet because he missed his flight, and to, with the police convoy, take him from the airport straight to the stage, or a little bit of a superpower that we have that is only maybe shared by big football matches, where the underground in the city on the first day, on the free day, it works for an extra hour because there are just so many people that need to get back home after the headliner is done. So we influence the traffic a lot. There are new buses, there are new Uber shuttles being launched. The underground works for a little bit more just to make sure we can get people around the city. So it takes a lot of cooperation to make sure everyone's safe, everyone gets where they needs to. And just as we try to promote the city tries to promote us as well. So when they are trying to present to the foreigners what Kyiv is, they're like, if you're a fan of music, then there is this event that can be a very good final reason for you to actually decide to come to Ukraine and to visit Kyiv. This can be your primary reason if just coming and checking the city wasn't enough for you.
Super. I have many more things that I would like to talk about, especially because Adventure Time is this what we would talk about. But there is only 6 minutes left, and they told me we would like to show you that we see that you're here. So if you have any questions, now is the time when you can. Do we have a microphone for it? Okay.
Okay, I have one question for all of you, but just answer just in 1, 2, or 3 words. What is this trigger point for your visitors to buy a ticket or to return to this festival? What is this special thing in your festival? Why the people are coming back?
Good times. Mongolia. I would like to know why people in Mongolia are coming back to the festival.
Actually, 200% of the people who come to my festival are Mongolians. They are most of the bands in Mongolia were formed because of Playtime Festival. 20 years. That's it. What I can say more? Do you understand what I'm talking about? It is what it is. And I'm the only Asian here. Face of Asia. And I'm here because of Logan. I love him. Yeah.
I would like to think that it's the lineup, but after many surveys and so on, the main reason people visit our festival is the atmosphere and that their friends are there and just they want to be part of it.
Well, for Off Festival, definitely, I hope, I believe, and I'm pretty sure that it's diversity and quality, but one of the recent news I got is that Pannonica was also the subject of the academical research, and most of the people, they told atmosphere, and this is why they come, even without knowing what will be played, but they have a general feeling about the vibe that will be there, and this is the reason they are coming. So for 2 festivals, 2 reasons, I believe.
I think for Goulash Disco, maybe the most important is this community feel. Like it's been growing for 10 years, and it's mostly the same people. So they're part of something that they love, and we're growing together. So I mean, the festival has been also keep on like improving the production, the quality, the lineup on all levels, and people like get the trust that we are doing this really with passion. And yeah, they like to keep being part of this adventure, and we taking care into account now they have kids, so we evolving even lineup wise. Like I mean, in 20 years probably we're gonna book some classic music or some, you know, like we growing together, and I think people like to be part of this also. Like I think getting older together is a nice adventure, to create this space where it's not like, okay, you're 50, it's too late for festivals. I would like that when we will be 50, that we will still gather together and to create something that will be suitable for us and also for the younger guys. But yeah, I'm trying to do something that suits me basically and all the people who are part of it.
Shall we all, or I mean, like the.
Did we answer
have
your question, or
do we have other questions, or?
So my question is to Yves and Goulash Disco, but of course, if somebody has an interesting answer to this question, I'm be grateful also. I'm curious to know, when we talk about the communities, the small communities on the island, as you said, how it is, how is there any special conditions that you give to them so you can make the festival like free access or something interesting, that the way you collaborate with them to involve them or to give them the access to the festival, or
You mean with the local community?
With the local community.
So I mean, depending year to year, but it's been free. So some years, this year was like 10 euros. I mean, so it's like way cheaper. and we had like a guest list of 600 people from the locals, which is practically the whole island. So we really try to be nice to them, and yeah, I mean, we have to, but also if we are too nice, then also most problems comes from them, because I know they cannot, I mean, they're not used to that kind of environment and might, like, you know, flip out and everything. So we have to be a little bit careful, but for sure it's super important to integrate them as much as we can, like make them business work and give them access to the festival itself.
Yeah, that's important. You have to give locals, the best is to give them free tickets, because if you give them tickets for, I don't know, 20% of the price, they will still jump the fences, so, and destroy them. So it's better to just give them away. We have time for one more question, maybe?
If you want.
Yeah, so there was somebody.
I would like to ask, what are 3 important things to keep in mind for any new upcoming artists at your festival? If any one of you would like to ask this question. 3 things to keep in mind for any new upcoming artists.
First, don't mind that you're playing 2 o'clock afternoon when nobody's there. Make a really the best show of your life, and everybody will come. And the most important is, if just 2 people are watching you, this is your crowd this year, but the organizer, promoter, he will see you, and next year you will probably get the better spot. I mean, if they are already invited, that's probably we already saw you, so.
Also to take all the opportunities to promote yourself through the channels of the festival, during the festival, before the festival, and after the festival, because there is a lot of opportunities that I think they are missed by the artists, because they think that if they play the spot, as you said, at 2 p.m. or something like this, it's just, no, it's a regular show, and you have time until the festival to spread with your community, but with new people through the channels of the festival, and say that you are doing music and prove that it's great and that it's you, don't play anyone else, just be yourself. And I think it's the biggest plus of being newcomer for the bigger festivals.
I would say, yeah, of course, music is important, but to me, most important is that the artist has passion and dedication to his shit, and he does must not see it as something to that must not see himself that in 1 year he will blow up and be a millionaire of it. I think that's that's important.
Keep expectations low, you know. Yeah, the one word actually summarizing the 3: keep expectations low and make good music.
And take fun. Have fun with playing and have fun with people in front of you. I hope you had a little bit of fun with us. We'll have to finish because in 10 minutes is another panel. Thank you all for listening to us. Thank you all for joining me. And I hope we will continue speaking. We will hope we will continue talking, and hope we will see you all around at the concerts.
Thank you to these guys for the panel. For 10 minutes start the conference panel, and I hope that next year I will be the second Macedonian after Alexander the Great going to Mongolia. So thank you very much.